add to the uncertainty. Now, the Wall Street crowd has long been betting that Hillary Clinton will win this thing. They're often wrong, but they've long been convinced, and maybe fueled by developments last week, the release of this tape, etc., that Hillary Clinton will be elected. But they've sustained themselves, this largely Republican bastion, on the belief that at least she would be checked by a Republican Congress. Now growing fears, and again, this is the uncertain elements, and keep in mind markets abhor uncertainty, that the House, and even the Senate could fall Democrats' way, and that she'd have, if that was the case, a free run of things, as did Barack Obama in his first 2 years in office when he ran the table with big initiatives, of course, including the Affordable Care Act. Again, that's just out there as the uncertainty now and how it's factoring in. And there are some other developments. We're so focused on what Donald Trump said in a tape 11 years ago that oftentimes we forget some news that keeps leaking out almost on an hourly basis concerning these Clinton emails and what to make of them. Catherine Herridge has been pouring through a lot of them, and Donald Trump's charges that there might be more collusion between the Clinton camp and the White House than we earlier reasoned. Catherine.
Well, thank you, Neil. There is a Wikileaks email strongly suggesting that the interim DNC chair, Donna Brazile, who's also a CNN commentator, gave the Clinton team a big tip about what to expect at a CNN town hall in March. The exchange between Brazile and Clinton's campaign manager focused on the death penalty. It was not framed as a question, but Brazile strongly hinted it was an issue that might come up, and a transcript shows that issue did come up in the CNN town hall. Asked about the Brazile email hacked by Wikileaks today, a CNN spokeswoman said they never give out questions in advance. Meantime, there's another hacked email that shows former Justice Department staffer Brian Fallon, who is now a senior member of the Clinton campaign team, was working with his former Justice Department colleagues about an upcoming hearing in the email investigation. And that email reads in part, quote, DOJ folks informed me there is a status hearing in this case this morning, so we could have a window into the judge's thinking about this proposed production schedule as quickly as today, Fallon wrote Clinton staffers on May 19th, 2015. Trump's campaign called it collusion and wants all the communications released from the Clinton campaign. That's obviously not realistic, but for a point of context, at the height of the email investigation, any kind of communication between the Clinton campaign operatives and the Justice Department was clearly inappropriate by either side, Neil, and the White House had nothing to offer as well today.
All right, Catherine, thank you very much. We're going to have more on this with Judge Anna Napolitano, the legality of all this, but to Shepard Smith now on some breaking news. Shepard. All right, you've heard already, Donald Trump is accusing the Clinton camp of colluding with the Justice Department over the timing, release of these emails, even down to administration spokesmen and when they could speak at a time. A lot of them were released in the first place. Anna Napolitano with us. Judge, it doesn't smell right.
You know, the email that we're talking about has to do with the Freedom of Information Act cases and not with the criminal investigation. If Donald Trump's allegation were true and the Justice Department had been tipping off the Clinton campaign about the criminal investigation of Mrs. Clinton, that tip itself would be a crime. But that's not what the emails that Catherine Herridge was referencing reveal. In fact, those emails were about the Freedom of Information Act cases, which are civil cases, which anyone can get access to. So I don't see the impropriety here that Trump is concerned about, but I don't blame him for raising it, because the Clinton behavior, the Clinton team behavior, of course, has been suspect on many fronts.
Now, it comes at a time when we learned not too long ago when President Clinton, Bill Clinton, was at the same airport as Attorney General Loretta Lynch. She was in a separate plane. He was in a separate plane. He goes over to her plane to sit down and talk with her. The timing was odd. He said it was just innocent banter between two friends. But a lot of noise that troubles people.
I don't believe for a minute that that was inadvertent. I believe that it was planned by Clinton and that Mrs. Lynch, Attorney General Lynch, was expecting him. Because the Attorney General knew that by the very fact that she had that conversation with him, and remember, Neil, at the time she spoke with him, he too was the subject of an investigation by the FBI, because they were investigating the Clinton Foundation at the time, as well as Mrs. Clinton's use of or misuse of the emails. The purpose of that meeting was to take Loretta Lynch and all of the Obama appointees who were running the Justice Department out of the picture, thereby leaving the director of the FBI, the senior ranking person in the Justice Department, thereby putting all of the blame or credit, however you want to look at it, for her not being indicted on his shoulders. So that when he made that statement on July 5th, we have decided that no prosecutor will take this case. He didn't say we have decided there's not enough evidence to prosecute. He said we have decided that no prosecutor will take this case. He knew there was no one senior to him in the Justice Department who could contradict that because of the concocted, planned, prearranged meeting between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch.
That's weird. That's a legal term, Judge. I'll leave it to you to flush it
I
out.
fully understand it.
Judge, thank you very, very much. All right, well, Donald Trump is going right after the establishment